Hero Knight in a nutshell. Knight will be the next hero. Hold on a second, this is a new mechanic. I guess I gotta explain it first. So basically, heroes are similar to card evolutions where you have hero slots in your deck. Evolutions and heroes are not interchangeable, so you can't have 4 evos or 4 heroes. Champions will go in that slot, so you can use 2 heroes. Now, normally having 2 champions on the board won't get you 2 ability buttons, but having 2 different heroes on the board will get you 2 different ability buttons. Here's the thing, if you notice, the Knight's ability button is on the right side and the Queen's ability button is on the left side. If I play the Knight alone, his button stays on the right. If I play the Queen alone, her button will default to the left instead of the usual right side. This is based on their position in your deck, so if I swap them like this, then when I deploy them, the ability buttons will be swapped, which makes a ton of sense. You can actually customize the ability positions by going into info, tapping on the hero icon, press how to play, and you can see a customize button. The default is both sides. You can have both of them on the right side, which is the one that I will be using, and you can have both of them on the left side if you are a psychopath. Seriously, who in their right mind would even pick this? Ew. You unlock them by opening hero boxes, getting fragments, and then summoning the heroes. Hero boxes are available in the free pass track and on events, so they will be easier to get than evolutions. There will also be an event that guarantees every player above Arena 15 a free hero, and it will be available forever until you claim it. Your hero box will have more shards if you are higher in Trophy Road, so you might want to rush this one after the update. After you collect enough, go to the Magic Items tab and you can spend 200 hero fragments for a random hero. Chat, it came to my attention that you can get duplicates. Forget that, I think it might be harder than Evos. And in normal gameplay, whether it's you cycling multiple heroes or using mirror with them, they work exactly like champions. Now that we got the hero system explained, let's get back to Knight. Basically, every single hero will have the same stats as the regular card to make it less pay to win. For 1 elixir, his ability spawns some light circle that taunts all the enemies caught in it, while also giving him a shield, which is basically free HP. That shield works like the Dark Prince shield, as it can absorb a rocket at 1 HP. But unlike Dark Prince and Guard, a clone doesn't keep the shield because it's not part of the base troop. What does taunting mean? It basically makes everything retarget away from all your troops and focus on the Knight only. If you know, you know. The taunt effect lasts 5 seconds, but I don't think it matters much because the enemy troops will stay locked on him anyway. They technically need to kill your Knight before going back to attacking your win condition. This works even if they kill it before the taunt timer is off, as it goes away the moment the Knight dies. Keep in mind, the taunt only switches the main target, so the Electro Wizard can have a secondary target besides the primary one, which was switched to being the Knight. The same goes for Electro Dragon, as the chains will act as normal as long as there are troops around your Knight. Since it doesn't force attacks to be on him, a Hunter could burst down your balloon if it was shooting at a Knight behind it. And since Evo Hunter's net doesn't lock on the main target, that means taunting it does absolutely nothing. Cards like Goblin Machine won't have their rocket taunted since it's unrelated to its main targeting system. Theoretically, this means taunting a Ram Rider doesn't affect the snares she shoots, but since building targeting troops are racist towards buildings, they don't get taunted since they won't ever attack a Knight. An Inferno Dragon would reset its beam if it got taunted, which can be game changing. An evolved Inferno Dragon would change target without resetting its beam because the taunt doesn't have a reset mechanic. Similar to the Inferno Dragon, a Fisherman would stop his hook mid-animation and try to hook your Knight instead. Little Prince is a bit interesting because if you taunt him at the tip of the ability, he will walk to the Knight, which resets his attack speed buff. If you do it late, he will just switch target without resetting his attack speed stack. Abilities seem to be inconsistent. For example, an Evo Musketeer gets taunted even if he was out of sight of her sniper shots, but Golden Knight will still dash on a ton of targets even when he is taunted, which is an odd behavior. What's more odd is that apparently even when he is taunted, he can dash on a non-Knight target first. The taunt effect is usually paused until the end of the dash, where it gets applied again. So basically, even if he dashed to the other tower across the arena, it will somehow walk back to the Knight even though it's out of sight. Yes, troops will walk towards the Knight no matter how out of sight he is, because they basically don't see any other targets. Mighty Miner for some reason loses the taunt effect when digging, so it doesn't work against him like you would expect it to. Knowing this is funny because taunting a faraway queen when her ability activates wastes most of the thing due to her slow walking speed while invisible. You might think that this would make a taunted building sit there since it can't walk towards the knight, but the reality is buildings specifically would target anything else inside since they can't walk. You can abuse this against a middle Inferno tower because the first taunt will reset it, and then the knight will walk out of range and it will target on the giant again, then it will walk in range again and reset it a second time to target him, and when it walks out of range again it will reset it again, but basically the Inferno tower hurt itself in its confusion. Evocage seems to be the one thing that doesn't even retarget once it sucks someone in, which looks off, but I think it makes sense here, maybe. Being able to taunt a building might sound cool because you might think that you would be able to counter a drill with it, but the spawned goblins don't go for the knight, so it's a waste. Same goes for Witch, Night Witch, and basically any spawner. The spawn troops are independent here. Countering him is honestly near impossible because you can't cancel his taunt no matter what you do. Like, even if you taunt him first, his taunt will still take the attention of all your troops regardless. I say near impossible because a perfectly timed tornado can mess up the ability timing.
Oh, that's class from you! This streamer is gay? Really?
You could also block him at the bridge like you do with a monk, as this would make your ranged troops unreachable for him. Other than these tricks, you likely want to use spells if they are using something swarmy with him, or play buildings since even if they aren't attacking the win condition, they will still pull it in anyway. And most importantly, don't dump all your elixir at once, so once they taunt, you can respawn again. He will most likely be used in nearly every single deck. The card is just that versatile and also that broken. In Royal Giant decks, he basically is a splash attacking fisherman, which is crazy because you can't even block him. Playing him with Goblin Drill is gonna be absolutely disgusting, especially since it's an ability that you can use on every push. He will be less effective with smarmier cards like Goblin Barrel and Graveyard, but he still is gonna be worth using. In bridge spam decks, his ability will almost always be guaranteed damage because your win condition is typically very fast. Even in beatdown pushes, he might not be the best choice, but he will find place since this ability is absolutely busted. On defense, this ability allows you to correct your mistakes if you missed something like a magic archer. It can nullify a barbarian barrel for half the cost and protect your furnace or witch completely. If you have a remaining knight from some defense, and they played something like a skeleton barrel or a graveyard, a simple button click will have all the skeletons walk away from your tower. This works way better on an Evo Lumberjack since the ghost will die the moment it walks back out of range. You can counter both Evo barrels because the taunt radius is big enough. Timing is tough, but it's so worth it. Similar to Fisherman, this is one of the few cards that can actually save your tower from a giant skeleton that's already on it. For king activations, he's just a regular knight, so nothing really different here. Here are the sound effects. Now here's the thing, I have no idea how his ability made it through testing. For 1 elixir, you get a shield worth 2 heal spirit heals, which is crazy because heal spirit is made to be a 1 elixir, like high risk, high reward. This is 2 heal spirits for 1 elixir and guaranteed. And that's not even mentioning the taunt, which could be one of the most broken abilities we've ever seen. Like, it has to be at least 2 elixir, my dudes.